Okay, welcome to EMR 512. My name is Beth Walsh-Morman. I'm going to be your professor. I'm really excited to be working with you this semester, which is really a culmination of your work in the Reading Endorsement Program. I think it's really, really important that you be given a chance to really develop your sense of your professional identity. Really critical in the course, if you read the course description, is that you are, working on developing a logical, sequential, and planned approach to reading instruction. So you're going to pick your student, and you're going to work with that student on a weekly basis, and when you are working with the students, you're going to be demonstrating these key dispositions that we've been talking about, and using your professional knowledge to really plan a sequential and a data-driven approach to the student, and to strengthening their reading deficits. You will be, as part of this course, there's a couple of important assignments that I wanted to take a minute to introduce you to. And so that's really all this is about, is just kind of going over the course with you. I'm going to move myself into your view, so this looks like it would look when you log in. What I want you to know is that everything that you need is available for you here under the coursework. Okay, so if you go under the coursework, you're going to see, and if you scroll down in the coursework, you can see the units that we have. They're the types of assignments: the weekly log sheets, the weekly blogging assignments, professional reading and reflections, and then the case studies and site visits. So I just want to go over these a little bit with you. First thing I wanted to talk to you about is every week, I've divided the work or the semester into 13 weeks because we had a couple of short weeks. The fall break week is combined with the week that comes after it, and the week of Thanksgiving I've combined with the week that comes after it. So even though this is a 15-week class, you have 13 weeks technically in the class, that are assigned to you in the class. And what I wanted to show you is how you're going to work each week, how you're going to go to to log your assignments. Your hours. Logging your field experience hours is really important. And so basically what you're going to do is every single week, you're going to go, and the link is right here. You're going to submit a weekly log sheet to me via Google Forms. And so that'll be the first thing I'll be looking for. Simple should be the easiest points in the assignment, okay? So that's the first thing that I wanted to show you, is you're going to be looking at the logs, okay? Then another weekly assignment, something that's going to happen every single week, so it should just become part of your habitual activities. I don't know, you pick a day of the week. Maybe it's Saturday morning, Sunday nights. Everything is due Sunday nights at 11:55, just so that you know. But every week there is going to be a blog, and I wanted to show you the assignment for this particular blog. So what you'll have is, this first week is a little bit different. I give you an article right here that's an Atlantic article. It's a writer talking about why he blogs. I just thought it was really interesting, helps you to vision what the blog can be, because I really want this to be the professional growth and reflective practices are key to not just success in this class, but for us to be successful educators. So I wanted to kind of give you sort of a vision of what the possibilities of this blog could look like. Okay, but every single week you'll have a blog related assignment. On weeks 1, 3, 5, you're going to get a prompt, much like you have here. Tell us a little about your focus student for the field work, some personal goals that you have, and the challenges you might anticipate. And what I've created is a website. I'm going to go over to my other tab here so you can see this. The website that you're going to go to is lec4teachers.pbworks.com. Everything's going to be available for you in here. Oh, nice. lec4teachers, .pbworks.com. Okay. So this is what it's going to look like. And you will get an invitation to join. If you fail to get that invitation, you will see that there is, when you first log in, there is the opportunity where you can request to join from me. And once you've joined, this is going to be what you'll see when you first commit. So the way that this works is this is actually a wiki. We all actually have editing privileges on each other's pages. So just be careful of that so you don't accidentally, wipe out the front page that has all the directions or whatever. Because on the weeks that a post is due, what you really want to do is you want to hit create a page, and you want to you'll put your last name underscore and post 1, and I'll hit create page. And so then this already exists because I already made one of these. But then when you go into your page, this is what it's going to look like. You're going to hit edit. Oops, sorry. You're going to hit edit, and you can begin writing. I personally like to put everything into a Word document separate and then cut and paste it into PBWorks, because that way if there is a glitch, I feel like I've got my work saved locally. But what I like about PBWorks is you have the ability to paginate. You can insert pictures. Let's say you're talking about a specific learning activity that you did with your student, and you took pictures of that learning activity. You can actually post those pictures on here. You can link to things, like let's say you got something from a readwritethink.org. You can link directly to the assignment that you used, all of that. So I kind of like it because it makes it dynamic. So on the days that a new post is due, feel free to really kind of use this to express and develop yourself professionally. Then you'll hit the change, and then you'd hit save. Okay, so you'll get the change in there. And then on the weeks that you don't have a new post that's due, I intentionally, because I wanted this to be thoughtfully done, I wanted this to be a chance for us to develop a sense of community and support for one another. On those days, also weeks 2, week 4, week 6, on those days, what you're going to do is you're going to go into your classmates' blogs, and you're going to post comments. And I want these to be thoughtful, supportive. We're trying to develop each other. Perhaps you have some ideas. Perhaps you have some resources they can consider. This is a chance for you to help them. And so on those weeks, you're going to be asked to go in to your classmates' blogs and work on the comments sections, okay? So if you have any problems with the blog at all, feel free to, to let me know. But that is just all there for you under the coursework, under the section where it says weekly blogging assignments, okay? So those are the two kind of those become habitual. Then, in this semester, the reading, we're going to do 3 readings this semester. The first reading, let me pull it up for you, Reading Reconsidered. The first work that we're gonna look at is called Reading Reconsidered, which is a book. If you ever read Teach Like a Champion, it's actually one of the main authors is Doug Lemov, who wrote Teach Like a Champion. So it's really, really strategies driven, which is what I liked. I mean, I figure at this point in the program, you have the theory. Now the challenge is, how do we move the theory into practice? How does it work when the rubber hits the road? How do these things work together? And so what I liked about this particular work is I liked that it was very practitioner-oriented, classroom-focused. So the first reading that we'll do will be Reading Reconsidered. So what's going to happen is you're going to read Reading Reconsidered, and you'll see that there is an assignment up here, Professional Readings. So when Reading Reconsidered is due, you're going to write a reflection paper, and you'll see I have the information for you right down here, what I want you to do with those. That information is up here, and you're going to upload that. All right, so then what you'll notice, let me go, hopefully this is actually going to go to the next assignment. Also, what is due on the day that the readings are due, so the first reading is due September 9th, would be a session planning guide. And so I gave you two forms of it, but if you have Word, you might want to go ahead and open up the document in Word and type right into it. But essentially in the template, I'm going to ask you to kind of like plan one of your sessions, learning sessions for your field experience. But what I want you to do is I want you to think about how this learning session is being informed by your professional development. Now, in an ideal world, that means that you're pulling something out of one of the professional readings that we do. I understand that it's not always a perfect world, and so you can talk about how it maybe is related to other professional development, maybe collaboration, maybe a session that you did in your school, maybe some online research that you did on your own. But that'll be in there for you, and that'll be due every day that or every time that your professional reading is due. Okay, and so then the other thing I wanted to point you out then is, so after you've done your professional reading, you've written your reflection, and you've written your template, what you're going to do after the first one, we'll all read Reading Reconsidered, which I showed you on Amazon there. You'll all read that. Then what's going to happen is you're going to look at your own interests, your own needs, your own experiences, and you're going to be able to develop a sort of professional plan that's differentiated for yourself. One of the things that I really wanted to do was kind of model some of these ideas that we're asking you to do in the classrooms, in schools. We should be doing those here as well. So a one-size-fits-all reading, that's not going to work, right? We're all in very different places. We all have very different needs. So what I did was I put together a PowerPoint that has several different reading choices for you. And as you scroll through these, you can see these reading choices. And so after Reading Reconsidered is done, you can look at your own experiences and decide what's the next thing that you want to look at. So let's say vocabulary instruction is something that I'm noticing that my student that I'm working with, his vocabulary is really, really poor. What are some strategies I can do? So included in here would be something like that. There are things that are geared towards the early childhood and elementary. There are things that are geared towards middle school and high school. So I was hoping to really be able to kind of find something where you can find your own needs being met. Okay, so those assignments are due at various times in the semester. Let me get back to the list here. You'll see the first reading, basically one a month. The first reading will be due September 9th. The second reading will be due October 21st, and then the third one is due on November 18th. And so, again, those readings are some things that you're doing on your own. You'll see that some of the blog posts are specifically going to ask you about those readings so that you can share. That would be a great time. Because we're not all going to be reading the same work, we can share what we read. Maybe, it'd be a way to help people after the first choice. If you're blogging about it and talking about something that was really useful or helpful in there, that might help your classmate to pick it for themselves. Okay, and then the last components to the class are the final case study, which will be due at the end of the course, and then the site evaluation. I'm going to come in and I'm going to visit your site at least once, if not multiple times. And so I wanted to put these both out there for you. For the final case study, I think it's important for you to know that in the final case study, you're going to be asked to hold on to I don't want to upload the file. I'm sorry. I want to open this. So it's going to be asked that you include some artifacts. So what you're going to do is, at the end of the semester, after working with your student, you're going to make an important observation about their reading skill. And so I give you some examples, but certainly these aren't the only ones. But what you're going to do is you're going to create a 3 to 4 page narrative that explains why you came to that conclusion, sort of the things that you did with the student, how they responded, and you're going to have to include important artifacts that will support your conclusion. And you're going to reflect on that experience connects to your preparation from the reading endorsement program as a whole. So in that part, you're going to be actually asked to cite some sources. You can certainly cite the readings that you did for this course, but you can cite, other courses that you did, like let's say assessment. You learned a lot about assessment. You can go into the materials that you read for EMR 503, and you can really kind of pull that to talk about that. So this is due on November 30th, okay? And then, as I said, the last thing that you would have to look at would be the site visit. And one of the things I want you to know when you're looking at this rubric, it's a holistic rubric. I don't necessarily think that I'm going to be able to gather all of this evidence from just one visit in the class, or in the in the semester, but I'm going to be looking at some other evidence then. So in your responses that you're giving online, in your reflection papers, all those things to help me to come to a determination. And your overall ranking will then coordinate with what you end up getting as far as the points. So that is the course in a nutshell. Please, if you have any questions, feel free to email me at ewalsh@lec.edu. I will be happy to respond to any kinds of inquiries throughout the semester. In general, late work is accepted at a 5% a day penalty for up to 5 days. Once you hit that, it's it's a 0. Obviously, that is something that if there's some legitimate reasons that I need to show some flexibility, please feel free to send me an email and we can talk about it. The other thing that I wanted to let you know, though, is anything that's due on November 30th, which would be your last weekly log sheet, your last blog, and then your final case study. Obviously, because I'm coming to the end of the quarter or semester there, and grades are due, obviously I can't accept anything late for those. So, all right, let me know if you have any questions. Otherwise, I really look forward to spending the semester with you, and hope that you find it rewarding and enriching. Take care. Bye.